on beam Sacrament. Agape, peyote, gecko, corona. Oh, agape, peyote, gecko, corona. West of the back of town, east of the front, joy as amber. A collision not of opposites but of alternatives. Creation is the stem cell of competing realities. Choice is the fault line. There are molt men switching. Women as stable as a stalk of redwood tortoise tunnels running underneath the dead bottom of the city of the blonde on the blind hill. Regret and erotic grace forge a sanctified union. What we know is never going to be revealed. Be aware of the one who doesn't need an escort to the bathroom, who leaps out of the womb without a crying eye, who strides back in against the counsel of both state and covert violence. Only a prophet is entitled to utter the word at its most fundamental level of expression and reflection. A black man is a white man drowning in intuition. Where there be balance, then a ruthless intention. The color stigmata becomes an epistle of eccentricities, an ill wind of marching bands and war drums etched into a performance art funeral. General George Armstrong Custer III was crushed by a tenor saxophone. The circle ground lets the great yogi grace astride is the grand yogini. She is wholly black. He is billion bathed in the earth as a perfect place. To be so mutual to him and showing porthole from her is sane. Arca, peace, oath, Perusha, shadow, Buto, Perusha, shadow, Buto, Perusha, shadow, Buto, Perusha, shadow. Buto-Perusha, shadow, Buto-Perusha, shadow, Buto-Perusha, shadow, Buto-Perusha, shadow, Buto-Perusha, shadow, Buto-Perusha, shadow, Buto, Perusha, 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 shadow, Buto. Va is an audio, multidimensional being of unknown origin and modality, who possesses inestimable power over time, space, the laws of love and reality itself, being capable of altering them to her will. There is no discipline that cannot be superseded by a mystery. Perusha, shadow, tongue covers heart, Trung Quan leaf. Heart charges heat, the Trung Quan leaf. Heat fastens well, the Trung Quan leaf. Well churns will, the Trung Quan leaf. Will goes home, the Trung Quan leaf. Home settles water, the Trung Quan leaf. Water weeps fire, the Trung Quan leaf. An unguided slaying of blank space. Sherry, terpsichore, and ash filter among the ruins of Philadelphia. July the 4th, 1776 is a drawbridge day for the pure and pumping black heart. Sun Ra tells me about his vision of slave ships carrying oil, deep, bronzed and sunburnt babies arriving at the docks in Jamestown on September the 5th, 1619, all being greeted by Walt Whitman, who loads them in an uncovered wagon and drives them cross-country to a Louisiana slave auction where they are purchased and then repurposed by their own parents, who have turned white as turbine-driven industrial snow. Each day, they are relentlessly lifted to down from their peloton of distress, starvation, and such accompanying deprivations, taken to a small hotel room in the 7th basement of Jonah Knight, and interviewed by Zadie Smith on the subject of democracy and optimism as a mighty form of resistance. Baby bottles filled with Sprite and overflowing bassinets of Kentucky Fried Chicken. Foveal, freedom offering carbohydrate descent, and then sent into the field to propagate and proliferate the universal bigger-tongues doctrine of the bad nigger. Irredeemable shoehorns stuffed up their assholes and accelerating the flow of fertilizing good news. Whatever works for you. Quoting from the nun scripture, always bends a little to the right. Nobody sees the 12 pickaninnies who never return that evening and go on up ahead like Arthur Rimbaud, escaping apocalyptically diseased, surefire Europe through poetic delirium and finally ensconcing himself in the echo dawn world. We are durably wailing our way. Parseced, fractiled, haunted, not to Africa, or southern India, or Australia, or any of the Lemurian outposts of our grandmothers, but on to Antares, Arcturus, Canopus, Regulus, Sirius, Vega. We are going home. But Peote, Plume, Agape, Gecko. Bata Beauty Blume Agape Gecko Bata Itoyep Uma Bata Bata Lume Ona Eros Bata 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 Agape Gecko Bata Eotea Lume Agape Gecko Bata Eotea Lume Agape Gecko Bata Sobata is too beautiful to understand the effect that his beauty has on the congregation. Bata Sobata is too beautiful. Bata Sobata is too beautiful to understand the effect that his beauty has on the congregation. Bata Sobata. The deepest parts of the ocean remain off limits, except to those who are able to generate their own light. We went back to the sea in order to see the more profound implications of darkness, where time is synchronized to instants of luminescence, direction determined by nasal deceleration, above the length of waves, dog star lineal blazed inquiry hallucinations exhume the truth. I turned myself into the police, and they unequivocally refused to imprison me. I went to a penitentiary and was told to stand down, get out immediately, and make way for the real Christ criminals. The problem was that I thought innocence was a crime. It was really just the opposite. An ethical, relaxed, heartfelt symphony of pure, spontaneous, nonviolent spiritual prowess encounters existential vibration patterns settling in the hinterland of sacred technique, carrying two songs: initiation and radiant disciple imminence. Whether a bird has 30 wings is irrelevant until each sings very softly, habitually and ritually, holds our deepest intention. All men know the truth. The truth itself does not have any name on it, and each man has to find it for himself. John Coltrane. I am what happens when you try to carve God from the wood of your own hunger. Deep seek are one. You can put a log in water for 1,000 years. It will never become a crocodile. African proverb. To stop my soprano voice from singing, you have to break my antlers with thorax bolt cutters. You have to snap my vocal cords, remove my larynx, and push the rounded apple nest I got from Adam deep into the sores of my armpit. You cannot shut me up. A black and white notebook was found laying on the street. Inside, it bore this legend: we raped and shot and stabbed and killed his wife. We burned his house down. We sold his family into slavery. We rigged and erased his real name. Still, he would not stop talking. But peyote, agape, gecko. Peyote, agape, gecko. Agape, gecko.